A wonderful morning to viewers across the world. It's Ayo Adams on the sports segment of the weekend show. And it's football season over. We're back into the transfer season. It's just, football is a bit watered down now. No, we're just playing. The Nations League is being played. And we also have the African Cup of Nations qualifiers also being played. But then the transfer window has been deployed open, which makes us transition into something different this morning. We're talking about the development of team sports, which has recently seen a significant rise in participation in Nigeria, namely flag and American football, as more enthusiasts and participants are finding their way into this setup. NFL Africa opened its shores with the Uprise Tryouts, searching for the next big talent in the sport. The Uprise Tryout witnessed the emergence of American football being played in Port Harcourt for the very first time. The day event, which was very intense and conditioning through the tryouts, sponsored by OC Omenyora, a two-time NFL Pro Bowler and pioneer of NFL Africa. The Uprise Academy has helped athletes like Kennedy Odumegu Jr., Chukwu Emeka Chu Godwin, Kehinde Ogini, amongst others, to gain a spot in major NFL teams across Europe. The tryouts in Port Harcourt saw 21 participants at the venue, and all of them were basketballers who seem and have seen the sport as a good transition because it showcases explosiveness, power, and strength. Joining me live from Port Harcourt is Manuel Berry Boyle to discuss how it all went down. Manuel, good morning and welcome back to the weekend show.
Good morning, Aya. Thank you so much for having me again.
Thank you. First of all, let me say congratulations on a successful tryout, and let me just say another congratulations again that the NFL Africa saw your platform as an outfit to come to, because I noticed that the tryouts were also carried out in multiple places across Nigeria. I know that there was one that was also going on in Lagos, but you're the founder of Street Basketball Africa. So that significantly shows that you're doing something really, really amazing to make the NFL Africa outfit come and seek these new talents from your ranks. Walk us through the whole process and how everything started, and how the energy was before we get into other details.
All right, thank you very much, Aya. So it was good. It was a good day. It was a good tryout. It was explosive. There were a lot of really big guys competing. It started when Mr. OC and I got talking, and there was the idea of, okay, we could have something like this in Port Harcourt because there hasn't been any kind of American football or flag football activity here in Port Harcourt since. So we saw it as an opportunity to bring this sport to this part of the country. So yeah, it was good. It was a good day. There were a lot of athletes. There were a lot of big guys, 6'6", 6'8", 6'11", 6'10", 205 LBS, big guys. Like I was stunned. I was astounded when I saw the set of people that came out that day. So it was a really good day. It was a really good day.
All right, so moving on. Like in certain situations, it does seem that these tryouts have a little bit of issues when you want to recruit the right amount of people. But you already have an establishment. You already have a platform that allows you to put in these young kids. But then, just like I said in the opener, the majority of these boys were basketball players. Was it hard conditioning them and fitting them into the rules of flag, because the rules of American football and some of these other sports are not quite the same. So walk us through how the trial process was. And the conditioning of these players. Was it hard, putting them together and getting them to get in the shape, the explosiveness, like you rightly called it?
Yeah. So I'll say this for basketball players over 6'4", 6'5", and above, it's pretty easy for them to dunk right on the basketball court. So that is one show of explosiveness, dunking. So conditioning wise, it was it had been difficult because the drills are a bit different. The football drills are a bit different from basketball drills. But along the line, during the training, we got a hang of it, and it was a really good day. We got a hang of it. We went through the different drills like the 40-yard dash, three-cone drill, the broad jump, and it was pretty good. Saying that people could jump 11 point something feet and whatnot, 11 point something, 11.7, 10 point this. It was good to see, and knowing that they were doing this for the very first time in their life, it was remarkable. It was remarkable to see athletes with physicality and explosiveness and power. You know, it was really good to see. So it wasn't the most difficult thing to do, honestly. After we went through certain drills and what else, we got the hang of it. Yeah, so it was good.
All right. Just another thing I really want you to put a clarification on is a number of times we've seen organizations come into Africa, we've seen organizations come into Nigeria, come into the most rural part of the country to pick out young wards in the grassroots to use for tryouts. Sometimes it finally boils down to them using them for maybe their media publicity, or they had an agenda in their cards to do something here in Africa, and once they're done using the boys, they just leave. But alternatively, we have the BAL Africa, which has shown a significant rise in how young wards have been able to transition into playing basketball in Africa. Do you think that the NFL Africa are also bringing this development to make sure that flag and American football are being played enthusiastically well in Nigeria? That's one, two, and also becoming a stage for these young athletes to find a career path to grow their lives?
Okay, first off is um, the NFL Africa, the pioneer that OC is bent on seeing that Africans are put on the map as regards to international sports, especially regarding to football and American football. I don't know, but currently there's an Uprise flag football league in Lagos,
Okay.
sponsored by NFL Africa, right? And then Mr. OC and the Uprise in general, they're the real deal. They're the real deal. Because I'm not just saying, I'm saying because I've seen proof. Like the names you mentioned in the opener, these are people that I know personally, like maybe Junior Kenneth and Sue and Emmanuel and Kennedy Ogini. I know a couple of them personally. So, a few days ago, Sean and I were talking, and we were just, talking about how it's been, transitioning from playing basketball to going through the Uprise trials, going to the NFL Academy, and now he's in the Chiefs, right? He's in Chiefs in an NFL team. So the Uprise is a big deal. The Uprise is the real deal. This is not one of those establishments of organizations that will come in to just use our people for props and then leave and whatnot. No, the Uprise is here for us. The Uprise is here to elevate players. That's the first one. Yeah, so yes, I believe we're on the right track. And your second question, this is a platform for any athlete, basketball athlete that is willing to transition into American or flag football. This is the perfect platform for you to jump on, because it all depends on how much of an athlete you are, right? How much of an athlete you are, your power, your explosion, how big you are, because this is the NFL. Size matters, right? It depends on how big you are. So if you're willing to make this transition from basketball or whatever sport to American football, I believe you should start training now, so that in the next 6 months to 1 year, whenever there's another tryout in Nigeria, maybe Lagos or Abuja, wherever the Uprise goes to next, you can put yourself out there and see how far you can take you. You never know, right? So this is a good platform for anybody willing to go the American football route or the flag football route. It's a really good platform, 100%.
All right, thank you, Manuel, for shedding some amazing details and walking us through the rigorous activities that happened a couple of weeks back. And I just want to give a shout out to some of your boys too. Tell them I'm saying hello to them and well done on coming out and putting up a formidable participation for the NFL Africa and to the NFL Africa too, and all the founders. It's we in the grassroots, we in the sports community say a big appreciation and thank you to creating a platform to allow these young words and young kids showcase their talent. Mano, that's all we can take here. Subsequently, when there's more developments, we'll bring you back on the sports segment to shed more light. Thank you very much, Mano. Well, that has been Manuel Berry Boyle. He is the founder of Street Basketball Africa in Port Harcourt, and then they just concluded their NFL tryout called the Uprise Tryouts. Well, it's been me, Ayo Adams, on the sports segment of the weekend show. That's all I have for you this weekend. But